Sean Carter is worse. He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy. This lining up people he
Seeing Carter is more awful. He's more brilliant. He's patient. He's not messy, this arranging individuals he calls companions and venturing into the side while they get hit by the Gila group for a very long time. After the people pulling the strings, the PTB, the business, anything you desire to call them. Whenever they're finished with Diddy right. And, this will be happening for quite a while yet, when I suppose you can say the public embarrassment fundamentally after the significant narratives come on. But just after they are finished with Diddy, Jay-Z is up close to be uncovered, right? Okay, people, get your popcorn since we're making a plunge into this thrill ride of dramatization. Solange Knowles is back on the scene. And she's not going easy. No, she's coming with all she has, and trust me, she's not keeping down the slightest bit. She's furnished with some serious proof guaranteeing that Jay-Z has covertly been filling in as an overseer for Hollywood elite for a really long time, as per Solange. EJZ has been assisting the elites with controlling other dark craftsmen and keep them in line, or more than likely they risk having their vocations demolished. Solange additionally purportedly has film of Jay-Z functioning as an overseer and destroying the existences of different specialists since he needs to, and this isn't some new improvement, darling, since this supposed frenzy has evidently been happening for a long while now, yet clutch your caps on the grounds that Solange isn't going to let this slide. She has had enough of watching her sister get messed up in Jay-Z's supposed wreck. She's laying down the law and taking steps to release some serious proof, purportedly filmed, that could totally expose this entire outrage you all lash on clothes, since this ride is going to get undie. Can't completely accept that this must be the most exceedingly terrible day of the set of experiences. Jay-Z and Beyonce are getting a separation. Do you hear what I'm expressing to you? Beyonce and Jay-Z are getting a separation. Is she insane? I could never leave that individual for no $1 billion. I don't care a lot what in blazes he did. Is she insane? Okay, so from the second Jay-Z and Beyonce previously got together, there have been murmurs regarding Solange, not precisely flowing with Jay-Z, and she continued to show it in different ways all day. Every day individuals talk proposing she wasn't precisely super about Beyonce's association and union with Jay-Z. The word on the road was that she simply wasn't feeling him, and this left everybody inquisitive about what precisely annoyed her about her tycoon brother by marriage. Then bam, unexpectedly came those new charges against Jay-Z, guaranteeing he was utilizing substances to control Beyonce, and I could go on and on about the entire thing where he has been blamed for being a Hollywood controller out of nowhere. Solange's perspective on him as an overpower didn't appear to be all that astounding. It sort of checks out when you draw an obvious conclusion with all the bizarre stuff people have been saying regarding the marriage and its eccentricities. Jay-Z and Beyonce, in spite of being hailed as an influence couple, in Hollywood had a relationship that was a long way from truly amazing. Sure, they had all the cash on the planet, a face to $100 million house, and the reverence of their friends, yet trust me, there's significantly seriously happening in the background that would make your jaw drop, assuming you've been unaware of everything going on. Beyonce and Jay-Z's excursion as a pair, permit me to update you, since it's been one wild ride total, with fans scratching their heads in concern. Their relationship has forever been under the magnifying lens, particularly because of its unusual components. Take, for example, the way that they initially ran into each other. Beyonce was only a youngster, while Jay-Z was a completely mature grown-up in his 30s. Thinking back on those early days, Beyonce let the cat out of the bag in a meeting, saying, I was 18 when we initially met, 19 when we began dating. There was no rush. Nobody anticipated that I should run off and kick wedded. They formally off dating when Beyonce was 19 and Jay-Z was 31, a significant age hole that had fans humming with some. In any event, throwing around hypotheses, yet stand by. There's something else to unload other than the age hole. The power elements between these two raise many eyebrows at every turn. Picture this: Beyonce, currently a rising star by her own doing, begins aiding Jay-Z, a heavyweight in the business with way more clout and impact than she had at the time. The mix of their age contrast and power elements turned into all the rage, starting discussions about how, and surprisingly, the relationship appeared it from the start. As time passed by, though, things sort of level it out in the relationship division on the grounds that Beyonce sought to turn into the prevailing sovereign of Hollywood. I mean, she's not only nothing to joke about, she's the greatest arrangement T holding the record for the most Grammy wins ever, regardless of her huge achievement. A few fans actually cause a commotion at the entire thing, which sporadically places Jay-Z in a tough situation. He's confronted analysis with individuals tossing around a few hard marks. Then there additionally the way that Jay-Z was Beyoncé's most memorable genuine relationship. She has gotten serious about how she didn't have the regular adolescence or teen years, since she was really centered around her profession. On, she said, my teen years were about the toil, my energy went into Fate's Kid, and the fantasy of us getting a record bargain and becoming artists. In the event that something wasn't assisting me with arriving at my objective, I chose to focus profoundly on it. I didn't feel like I had the opportunity to kiki or hang out. I forfeited a ton of things and ran from any conceivable interruption. Beyonce wasn't managing a long-term age hole with Jay-Z. She was additionally plunging into the relationship game with the sprinkle of naivety, adding an additional smidgen of interest. As time walked on, people began contemplating whether Beyonce may be feeling a piece choked in the marriage, particularly now that she's more established and smarter than her 19-year-old self. Well, unexpected development ready. Those reports weren't drifting around for kicks, since certain insiders chose to spill the tea, guaranteeing Beyonce wasn't feeling choked out. She was straight up adhered by the talk factory. Jay-Z had areas of strength for an on the controls, obsessively fussing over each part of her life and leaving her with probably as much opportunity as a goldfish in a bowl. And think about what of late an ever-increasing number of voices have joined the choral focusing on Jay-Z's overbearing person propensities. Yet clutch your caps, since one especially fascinating goodie came from a fella who swore he used to be Beyonce's protector. Prepare for a wild ride, since this person didn't keep down spilling all the deets about Beyonce's relationship thrill ride with Jay-Z. That's right, he affirmed what many had thought. Their marriage appeared to be less similar to a romantic tale and more like a high-stakes business bargain. Your relationship was a business relationship, monetary to get to the top, to become extremely rich people. There's no adoration there. He presumably felt that it planned to knock our socks off, yet truly, it wasn't too surprising for those who've been holding an ear to the ground. Bits of hearsay about Beyonce and Jay-Z's relationship being a piece well curious have been twirling around for a very long time. Individuals have been murmuring regarding how their romantic tale probably won't be as fantasy wonderful as it appears. Fans have even kidded about their battles to persuade everybody that their adoration runs profound. This prattle energized the fire of hypothesis that perhaps, quite possibly, their marriage wasn't an affection match yet, all the more an essential move to guarantee the title of Hollywood's definitive influence couple. And how about we face it, they totally exceed that job. I mean, name a more famous pair, I'll stand by. It's no big surprise many began to think their marriage was more about street bulbs and red rugs than genuine sentiment, particularly when Jay-Z meandering eyes stood out as truly newsworthy. Yet clutch your popcorn, since there's a considerably juicier curve to this story. As per our insider spilling all the tea, there's a hazier side to this Hollywood romance. A tale he showed up cocked and locked, recommending Beyonce probably won't be